Hey, what is up, everybody? So today, I want to start off by reacting to a NFL.com article I came across. It's titled NFL Cut Candidates. This is by Matt Okada at NFL.com. And he had 3 different Packers players on this list. And so I want to go through all 3 of these guys, give my thoughts. Do I agree? Do I not agree? And if you guys are new to the channel, I put out Packers content nearly every single weekday. So if you like that kind of thing, want to stay up to date with all Packers news, feel free to subscribe, turn on the post notifications down below. I also been putting out these, I usually make 2 videos on this channel each weekday, typically, and I've been recently putting them on in a podcast, both together. So if you want to listen to the whole thing, you can check out Spotify or iTunes, search Packers Sideline Scoop Podcast, and you will find it all put together. So first off here, the first player, Packers player, he discusses it, David Bakhtiari. He says this: formerly the perennial protector of Aaron Rodgers' blind side, Bakhtiari has missed 38 of a possible 51 games over the last 3 regular seasons. Turns 33 years old early next season and carries an absurd $40 million cap hit, highest for any offensive lineman in the league. It will be painful for Green Bay fans to say farewell after 11 years, and the $19 million in dead money isn't ideal. But the $21 million in cap savings is critical for a front office currently in the red. It will likely fall to 2022 7th rounder Rasheed Walker, who started 15 games last year to continue carrying the mantle at left tackle. So this is one I would agree with. I do think, financially speaking, it makes a lot of sense to cut Bakhtiari because of his $40 million cap hit. As he said there, you save around $20 million by releasing him, and that frees up a ton of cap space. Of course, having a huge dead cap of around, $19, $20 million isn't ideal, but considering he's dealt with so many injuries, it would be wise. Here's the thing about Bakhtiari that is a little bit confusing, to be completely honest, is because he is injured, because there is uncertainty as to his health right now at this time, they may have to do some kind of injury settlement. I want to go into that in more detail in the next couple of days in a video breaking down the whole situation, but it isn't as easy as just cutting him because of his injury. If he was fully healthy, then it would be simpler, but because he may still be struggling with this injury, which I believe he's still in the middle of per a Brian Gutekunst's press conference a few weeks ago, whenever that was, it sounds like Bakhtiari still has a ways to go to be fully back to being healthy, so it makes it tricky in regards to releasing him, and I'm going to break down a video probably in the next few days going deeper into that situation. But just financially speaking, without the injury, it does make lots of sense. The Packers' offensive line was really good without Bakhtiari, and I don't think the Packers necessarily need him. When he's healthy, he's played really well. The question is, will he ever be back to his former self? Will he ever be able to consistently be a healthy offensive lineman here? And when you add in the fact that he is getting up there in age, it makes it that much more difficult. Now, here's the one I don't understand. This is Aaron Jones. He says this: with A.J. Dillon set to hit free agency and Jones entering the last year of his contract, Green Bay's backfield is rather uncertain entering 2024. Unfortunately, Jones's $17 million cap hit sits just behind Alvin Kamara for highest among running backs, and his declined production and health for most of 2023 makes that number even harder to justify. On the flip side, Jones did come on strong at the end of the season, and the dead money in his contract makes him a little tougher to release. If Brian Gutekunst and co. can manage to maneuver the money through some sort of restructure, Jones would likely be the best available backfield mate for Jordan Love next year, but that's definitely a big if. Now, from Brian Gutekunst's press conference a few weeks back, it does not sound like the Packers have any plan of releasing Jones. Let me read what Gutekunst had to say a few weeks back. He said this: yeah, absolutely, we'd love to have Aaron back. We're still putting all those things together as far as how we're going to move forward, but he was such a difference maker when he was out there this year. The way our offense was able to move, the way he changed a lot of the way we operated when he was in there and when he was healthy. I think for us, it's finding a way to keep him out there and keep him healthy. Not only on the field, but, and you guys know this, he's such an influential leader in our locker room. He's just really the heartbeat of our team. That's certainly the anticipation that he'll be back. So he doesn't for sure say he'll be back, but he said that's what they expect. And when he throws in there that he's the heartbeat of the team, I doubt he says that and then says, you know what, we're going to release him. I admitted he's a heartbeat of our team, but he's not going to be with us any longer. So I don't see it happening whatsoever. You look at his cap hit, $17 million cap hit. It is very large. But here's the thing. If the Packers did release him, he would still have a $12 million cap hit, a $12 million dead cap hit, which would count on the Packers' books even if he was released. So you only save $5 million by releasing Aaron Jones. And considering he did play really well at the end of the season, was playing as one of the best backs in the NFL, I think that keeping him makes the most sense. Maybe he takes a pay cut because he has dealt with injuries. There is some uncertainty there. He has not been able to stay healthy consistently. And so I think that just like last year, Aaron Jones took a pay cut. He may take one going into this next season, which could make his cap hit slightly more manageable, but I do not think he is going to be cut. That's my opinion. Now, finally, here we have Kenny Clark. He says this: depending on just how deeply Green Bay wants to put to gut its aging and expensive core to rebuild around Jordan Love, Clark could be on the block as well. The defensive tackle had a resurgent year, making his third Pro Bowl after posting career highs in sacks, 7.5, and QB hits, 16. But he counts for an obscene $27.5 million of cap space entering the last year of his deal. Cutting Clark post-June 1 would open up $17 million of room. So if the Packers want to prioritize supporting their new franchise QB, this move could go a long way in that regard. Now, while he is correct that cutting Clark post-June 1 would free up $17 million of cap space, Kenny Clark would still have a $10 million dead cap hit. He is going to be in the final year of his contract in 2024, so the Packers do have a big decision to make with Kenny Clark. But I just do not see the Packers releasing Kenny Clark. I don't think it makes any sense. I do not think that releasing one of your key foundational pieces on this Packers defense the year you bring in a new defensive coordinator makes sense. I believe the Packers will stick with Clark. I think that they will probably extend him in the next year, maybe this offseason, because it could lower his cap hit for 2024. But I do not see the Packers releasing Kenny Clark. I do not think it's a smart decision. I think that when you have one of these guys who's been here in Green Bay, foundational piece, still playing at a top-tier level, I don't think you release him. The year you bring in a new DC, I think he's going to be a big piece of this Packers defense for 2024, and I would assume years to come if he gets an extension, which I'm guessing he will. We'll have to keep an eye on that one, though. So those are my thoughts on those cut candidates from Matt Okeda on NFL.com. Let me know your thoughts on those three guys. Do you agree? Do you disagree? But that's all I have for this one. If you want more Packers content, feel free to subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next time.